What's up, guys? This is your boy Cash Vaz here, and today I'm gonna be continuing the scenery film walkthrough photography of the second half of the historic Sawyer Camp Trail up on Millbrae into San Mateo is where its location is, and it's also along Highway 280 on the top. And we're gonna be continuing on the second half today, where we first left off last time at the bridge where the water is.
Well, guys, this is me walking down this part of the trail. My mom, thanks to her, is filming me at this time, and I'm going to be showing you guys the second half of this trail as soon as we get down to the first dam at the bridge. So, guys, I hope you like this.
Well, guys, we're just about to come up to the first dam, which is the bridge with the water where we left off last time. But before we get there, I want to show you guys this. You've seen this before, but it was wonderful and sunny that day. But this looks really creepy. It is very foggy over the water and all over the trail today. And with those ducks just sitting there, I mean, it's like they don't mind it at all. Well, guys, here we are at the first dam, which is the water by the bridge. And like I said before, it's really thick fog out today. Last time we were here, it was very sunny, which was like last Saturday. But in my opinion, this can be a good swamp or shore area where they could probably film in New Zealand, Lord of the Rings. Well, guys, this is now where it's going to get very interesting, because if you look behind me, if you can see that, that is the first dam where we left off last time. Now we're going to continue down there in the forested valley. So come along with us, guys. And this is where we have one of the other San Andreas Dam, completed 1869. This is kind of more information about it. But if you want more information on that, obviously just look it up on Google Maps or on Google Images, or search up Historic Sawyer Camp Trail, San Mateo, California, and I'm sure you guys will recognize this, which I'm about to show you right now. So here we go. Darn this barbed wire. Kind of makes everything messed up, guys, but you know, it's their rules, But let's see, over that is down the little valley hill where we can see all this green grass. Because, guys, the last few months that this has been here, this green grass was not here before. It used to be all dead. And so this was all because of the fire that they put on here on purpose to burn some stuff. And oh my gosh, guys, if we can zoom in right there, we can see, oh, there's a buck and there's a doe deer. That is so precious. All right, so let's keep on moving on. They're very sweet and all that. They must be out here enjoying the little nice cool air. So enough with this scenery right here. Let us move on, continuing down the trail, which has quite a few bit of turns on this part. So if you remember, guys, the last time that we were here, we were only able to do a total of 2 miles, which is 1 mile going the first way and then another mile coming back to where our car was by the 280 southbound entrance in California. For those of you who are not in the state, it's in California and around San Mateo County. And you can tell how many miles you've gone through on the trail, because every mile or half a mile, you can see these things here that count, we just went a mile. And then the other half would be going back way up there, which we're not going to do now because that'll be redundant from my first scenery video on this channel. So, or at least on this first season. So we're going to continue now. There's going to be a huge turn. Well, guys, this is the first forested valley straight part of the trail. Before we get on to the next turn, what's pretty much going to be around us all this most time is all of these trees, and down there is like some marshes and a bit of swampy stuff. But, ooh, I gotta be careful where I step because it was pretty wet down here from the rain we've been having. Because it probably rained a bit overnight. And on my right is pretty much gonna be all very foresty hill where we can also see in there, not right now, but mostly the deer live in there. And with all those big trees up there, it leads kind of like over the mountain, and you'll eventually see the mountainside of where Half Moon Bay and Pacifica are. And on my left is where the marshes and the swamp areas are. And all of these trees that they have like these green fuzzy stuff on it, they also can call them pussy willow. And right down there is where all the turns are, and I'm surprised, guys, there's not really any people right here right now. And I swear, we did not prop this together and film this over time to make it not anybody on the trail. This is just blind luck that we're having. And look at this huge tree. It is knocked down. Let's see, try to get it over the barbed wire. That is huge. This was a tree that was probably knocked down. If you see its roots, oh yeah, you can see the roots right here. Yep, it was knocked over in a storm that we've had in the past here. And, oh, don't mind her, she's with me, that's my mom. Other than her, and I think it's only she and I are like the only ones on this part of the trail right now, because if you see, nobody way down there, and nobody way up there where we were coming down. So this is a special treat, guys. So I'll catch you on the next scene where it is going to be interesting. Out. And now this is after the squiggly part where you saw the big, long, turning, woo kind of view on the last scene. And once again, we have long way to go over there, because we got like let's see, one right turn up there, another left and right and left. This is where it gets all really wavy. This part has a lot of turns. So once again, we can see nobody on the trail. I'm like, wow, this was a really good time to come on the trail. And this is only a Wednesday, the middle day of the week. And once again, we still just see a bunch of trees. This is where the trees are gonna act kind of like shelter for us that we're heading under. So it's kind of like a little forested, tree-covered tunnel or some kind of thing, like an overhedge. And way far over there, when we get further on the trail, of course, after every mile, they have rest benches. Of course, they're going to have benches everywhere for people to rest now and then. But I'll catch you guys on the next scene after that far turn. Okay, guys, here is where we just turned at that last scene that I showed you. This is where it looks really foresty, except for the barbed wire part. But look at all these trees and these fields. This is where the deer hang out a lot. But with the weather like this today, I don't think they're really out today. And on my right, you can see it's like a little picnic table and a picnic bench. This is kind of like one of the, this is the first picnic stop and lunch kind of areas where you can bring your food and you can sit down and rest or eat or catch your breath. And way far out there, that's my mom again, by the way. This is the Long Valley part that's inside. We're kind of like now, see guys, we're like inside the forest part. And we're just going to keep on continuing till we reach at the top of that thing way at the end there. Once again, still nobody. We still haven't seen anybody on this trail yet so far. So we're going to go all the way up there. By the way, guys, also let me know down below in the comments if I should do this audio commentary or if I should do this narration for my next one or so when the time comes. So say just yes or no. Should I do audio narration over It's a yes or no, or just vote on the video poll on the top right of your screens. It'll say a choice, yes or no to the question. You just got to sign into your account and then just pull in a vote. And if you could do that, it'll be very helpful for my next one, because I really want to make sure that I'm doing this right for you guys. Or if I should just do what I did on my first one on the trail, just don't say anything and just put in some nice background music. So guys, we're gonna now just end the question and the vote poll with that, and we're just gonna continue on over the peak from the last scene. We'll see what's on the other side. Well guys, we finally came in far enough that we have finally ran into some people already, but I'm not going to get up in front of them and do this because obviously I don't have their permission and they're strangers. But on my left, it's still foresty area, and on my right, it's the same thing, but on my right side, we can see the bigger tree trunks standing out further over the barbed wire, because the barbed wire back there is kind of like, it's pretty much worn out and it's falling apart. But over here on the right, guys, is really interesting. When we have like really heavy rainstorms, we can see that this is one of the pipes here where the water really rushes down or rushes in, and it kind of floods right here and pretty much leads to the other side. So that's what happens when we have rainstorms here. This whole part of the trail gets all flooded with water. Even along the edges right here, it's kind of like a little stream that goes down like a current. And this big tree trunk, of course, has been knocked down on its right side. And this is, of course, another picnic bench and stopping area. And unfortunately, we have come to the part where there's no longer nobody on the trail, because now we ran into where finally the people are. We just haven't gone in farther enough. And now we're going to continue. Alright guys, we just turned from that last turn, and now we're going to see what's beyond that turn, because this part is just a bit of straight path for a little bit. So yeah guys, this is pretty much where we always end up after every turn. It's very wavy or so, and it's still all the kinds of trees you would see. So it's nothing really special around this part of the trail. So we're gonna eventually come up pretty soon to where the California laurel tree is, where there's also the outhouse and the biggest picnic and rest stop place with all the benches, and you can see the laurel tree, and it has all these signs about the trail and all that. What you're about to show you right now is the real exciting part. Our you could say it's like our final destination of the trail that we usually stop at most of the time. Sometimes we go a little further. The furthest we've ever gone, just with me and my mom, and was to the 3-mile mark down there, which is a little bit past the south gate end, which is a little bit past the laurel tree. But what we could see right here before we get to that, beyond the barbed wire, watch where I stand, is a little bit of water. This is the part where it's like a little marshy, and after the storms we've had, we have leftover water at times. So this always kind of fascinates me at this part of the trail, where we can actually see the water at a close-up than having all these other branches that were way back there just cover it all. And ta-da! The resting area jackpot! We finally hit According to that sign, this is called the Jepson Laurel area. So we can see very close up, we can get to all the trees around here, and especially that one which is beyond that fencing over there is the California laurel tree. They say it's supposed to be the oldest laurel tree in the state. And of course, these are where the most benches are for your picnic and stop resting area. And this poster kind of reads all about, if you guys can't see that, it's the Sawyer Camp area and its people. So the Indians and the explorers, the land grants, the Sawyer, the man in the road, and the San Francisco watershed. That poster was made in 1983 is what I just read. And that's one of the newest benches ever made. Because you see how new looking that the wood is compared to that. So I think that new bench there has like a name for it. They call it, Grandma Happy Frasser and Aunt Betsy the Great, here in spirit with the birds. I think this is where they were sitting at when they were meeting or feeding birds or something. But of course, here is the Peninsula Watershed. The San Francisco Water Department established this, and it looks like. And we can see that there are also snakes on this trail around the hot seasons like the summertime. There are butterflies that are so beautiful. There is deer. And there's very now and then we might see a great blue heron. And here is the laurel tree. Beyond this fence, see how big its trunk is? And this has been here for a long time. And we can't go past that because it's so precious, and obviously it's part of the forest. There might be poison oak in there, so we're not going to go on that far. And this is pretty much it. The whole resting area of the trail by the Jepson Laurel area, they call it. And over there, of course, is the outhouse on this end. You got to go somewhere on the trail. But other than that, I think we pretty much just hit it. And so pretty much down there, guys, is pretty much just the south end gate where it heads into the south portion of the trail, which is probably another 3 or 4 miles down, which we're not going to head that far. We're turning back because we're running out of time on the trail here today because we got other stuff to do today, unfortunately. And so yeah, this is pretty much where we end off. This is pretty much the first 3 or 3.5 miles of the trail from the 280 highway southbound entrance on that end. Coming all the way down here is like 3 to 3.5 miles. And we're pretty much going to end it. So guys, hope you had fun with your boy Cash Voss here. And we are going to end it right here. And we're just turning right back. So please give us a whole lot of love and all that stuff. So hope you liked this video. Cash Voss out.